Welcome to the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Podcast. Thoughts, analysis, and information to help you succeed in your fantasy football leagues. I am your host, Chad Lyon, and I am here with Nick Hunsaker.
You!
And our producer, Mitchell Bird.
Hello!
This is our Week 4, 4 o'clock Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football preview. What a boring game last night.
Boring.
Boring Flag Fest.
Like Central.
Yeah, no kidding. We'll dive more into that here in just a second. But first, I'm hungry. Give me your top 3 fast food burgers.
1 30 sliders, 5 French fries, and 4 large chicken.
Go, Nick.
All right. So first off, I got Culver's. Shout out to being in Minnesota with my friend. He took me to Culver's for the first time. Thanks, Taylor, because now I'm addicted and I can't get it because it's nowhere near me.
I'm jealous. I have no idea.
Dude, it's the best. It's a butter burger. It's so good.
A bugger burger.
A butter burger.
Oh, a butter burger.
Yeah, sorry. So, dude, I can't even explain it. It's amazing. It like melts in your mouth. It's so good. Shake Shack. Love Shake Shack. Love their burgers. Love their fries. And the milkshakes are top tier. And then Five Guys. You can't go wrong with Five Guys.
Love Five Guys.
Yeah, I'm a big Five Guys guy.
Never been to Shake Shack.
It's worth it. Wells Fargo's got them. Citizens Bank Park's got them. So I'm a big Philly guy. I'm always in Philly for sports. Shake Shack's on the top of the list.
All right.
Nice.
I will go. I'll go with Five Guys is one.
Yep.
And it's a double. Don't bug me with a single. Why? I see people ordering singles. It makes me mad. It's like, why? It's like 30 more cents.
Just get the double.
Wendy's, specifically the triple cheeseburger. Let's go. That's a mouthful, man.
Hey,
Big fan of it. And I don't, it's so messy. It's just like, can I just get it plain? And then I'll get like some mayo on the side and some ketchup and do it that way.
Okay.
And this is, I hate saying this because I hate admitting this out loud to anybody. McDonald's Grand Mac. It's just I love the Big Mac, dude. Like when you get to the middle of the Big Mac, it's so good and I hate it. I hate how good it is. Every time I'm eating it, it's just like, I'm just a disgusting, I hate myself.
It's hard.
Self-loathe burger.
Yeah, it's hard when you grow up around here and you don't have.
We don't have all these other options, man.
Yeah,
like,
you got to go out of state.
We have
some
Five
of these
Guys,
burgers.
but I have to drive almost an hour to it.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like,
right.
I don't know, man. But they run the promotion with a Grand Mac, which is like a massive version of the Big Mac. And I've had it before with my dad. And he's like, yeah, this is what the Big Mac used to be, essentially. This is just what it was.
It's like the super size me type thing.
Dude, it's so big. Mm-hmm. It's huge. Like, it's a huge Big Mac.
Oh, dude.
So
I wouldn't
good.
finish it.
I finish it every time, and I hate myself.
Didn't they have like 3 sizes with that promotion?
Yeah, they had the Mac Jr.
Yep.
And then
the regular.
Then the Big Mac, then the Grand Mac.
Yep. Okay.
I do remember the Mac Jr.
You missed out.
I
dude.
missed out.
Yeah. And what kills me is they haven't done it since.
That's right.
I have to keep settling for just the Big Mac. And it's like, it'd be a lot better if it was the grand one. It just would. What do you got, Mitchell?
All right. Yeah. Like Nick said, we really don't have a lot in this area to go from. So I'm going with a Baconator from Wendy's. But I need to mention it was so much better when it first came out.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the Baconator I think of. And every time I get one, I'm kind of disappointed. But that first original Baconator. Then McDonald's, they had Angus mushroom burger, mushroom Swiss. And man, that burger was my first like fast food burger. This thing is the
McDonald's had some bangers back in the day. Like, do you remember the Big and Tasty?
Yeah.
How about the Arch Deluxe?
No.
It was kind of similar, I think, to the Big and Tasty, but like, I don't know. It's more plain Jane today. They don't have that.
Yeah.
Like they used to.
Yeah.
Like whatever. And listen, I will mess up a double quarter pounder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
And I feel the what's bad is like I always feel not good after I eat a Big Mac. I feel like
it's
complete
poison.
Garbage when I eat a double quarter pounder. I'm
it's
like,
poison.
this is way worse, dude. The bun itself is greasy, and I'm like, why am I doing this? What are we doing? All right, that's enough burger talk. Do you have any more, Mitchell?
Yeah, I still had my number 3.
You had a 3.
He never hit his third.
I was gonna say, all right, guys.
We got on the rant about
top
McDonald's.
2 today, mother.
Mitchell's gonna pack up and leave.
Oh no. But my number 3 was just gonna be a Big Mac, so we covered it. So just move on, you know.
Oh, okay, all right.
We're good.
Yeah, Big Macs are so good.
Yeah,
Do you
good.
agree when you get to the middle of it? It's
It is the
this
best.
Is the best.
Yep, the mac sauce is what makes it, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a cinnamon roll when you get to the center. That's the best part.
I've never seen somebody get so excited over McDonald's that he forgets another guy's third. That's crazy.
I told you, it is like such an uber guilty. There's like some deep rooted problems with me and McDonald's. Like I can't help it, man. Like it's just, I don't know. Big Macs are awesome.
Let's talk football.
All right, Thursday night quick reaction. Let's get into the Cowboys 20 and the Giants 15. Dak Prescott.
Looked all right.
Yeah.
Good enough.
18 points.
Good enough.
It's fine,
Yeah.
I guess.
I'll live with it.
How'd you feel about that game? Like, you just sitting on your couch like, ugh.
Yeah, it was just boring. I don't know. The only like crazy play was the Cee Dee touchdown and that Malik Nabers 39-yard grab where he broke the dude's ankles in half. Like,
Yeah.
that's the most exciting that game got.
I'm pretty unimpressed with the Cowboys. Like, they should have been able to do
You got to handle
more.
them.
And
more.
I don't. The Giants cannot get in the end zone.
No,
It's
there has
so
to be
weird.
a happy medium between what the Eagles do, where they don't settle for points, and what the Giants did, where all they did was settle for points. There's
Right.
got to be somewhere in the middle.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, Cee Dee, he did what Cee Dee should have done. 22 PPR points. That's what you want. And
Backup
what you expect.
corners, you have to be.
Yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
be able to take advantage.
Jake Ferguson, though, super happy with what I'm seeing there.
Loved it.
Only 11 points, but in the tight end realm.
Yeah, tight end premium.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, most of the leagues that I'm in nowadays are tight end premium, and he was perfect there for me.
I bet.
Yep.
I bet. He's solid, man. Caught all 7 targets. Like, I don't know what more you want out of the tight end position. Like, that's fantastic. I'll take it all day. Daniel Jones. Can we do something about this guy already? Like, how has he been in the league for 6 years on the same exact team?
I don't know. They really fell for it. He
Yeah.
had that 1 year, and that was like, okay, payday.
Yeah.
Made a mistake, and everybody knew it except for the Giants. Somehow, I don't.
The argument was like, well, they had to pay somebody, and you can't really pay a running back in their situation. It's like, how about they paid neither?
Yeah,
How about that?
or pay for Saquon would have been the better idea. But
Yeah, but in
teach
their
own.
boat, though, what's the point?
Yeah, that's true.
In the boat, like my thought was like, well, in the boat you're in, first of all, Daniel Jones ain't gonna do nothing, and if he's gonna walk without getting the big payday, then let him walk.
Yeah.
Saquon's not what you need right now. You need
Yeah.
to rebuild this whole team. They should have let them both walk, taken the money, found a cheap bridge quarterback, and got to work.
Imagine them with like a Drake May or a Jaden Daniels.
Sure.
Like,
They could have been in that position.
yeah.
They could have put themselves in that position, and they just didn't do it. Malik Nabers looked good, man. Got a concussion. It's a shame.
Yeah.
You hate seeing that, but let's talk about Daniel Jones again real quick. Enough. Stop with the hospital balls. And he threw this guy into hits several times, and I was like, great catch, but stop doing this to him, right? Did you notice that too?
Yeah, he does it to Wandale too.
Yeah.
Suicide balls over the middle. Like, what are you doing, man?
I know. 15 targets, though.
Yeah, Wandale had 11 catches and Nabers had 12. Like, PPR leagues, that's
Yeah.
amazing for you.
Yeah, Wandale had 14 targets.
That's crazy.
That's fantastic. So higher end flex than initially thought, right?
Yeah.
Targets, boy, it's opportunity. 18 PPR points, and people that flexed them, like, you're stoked over that.
Oh, yeah.
Singletary.
That was super disappointing. I expected him to really have a big week. It is what it is. I'm a guy who likes to play numbers. I see numbers, and the Cowboys are as bad as they were.
You play it.
Singletary's going to destroy them.
I agree. I played him in 2 leagues, and I was like, oh,
Yeah. It's the fall to being a numbers guy. It happens.
sure. 4 PPR points, 14 carries, 24 yards. I really expected him to, I don't know, man. I almost wonder, like, does he need a touchdown? Because his efficiency isn't great.
Yeah, he might be a touchdown or bust running back.
Because I thought when I was looking at him earlier, he had 2 good games back to back here. He did. Well, against Washington, but it was against Washington. It was a 5.9 per carry average, 16 attempts.
Washington defense.
Yeah. So in 4 weeks, from week 1 to 4, it's 37 yards, 95 yards, 65 yards, 24 yards.
Not as good as we thought.
No, and so week 1 he scored no touchdowns and had 8 points. Week 4, no touchdowns and 4 points. Week 2 and 3, he scored a touchdown in each game and got you 14 and 18 points.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. He's definitely touchdown.
I'm just wondering if there's he needs a touchdown here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As boring as it was, that's it for Thursday Night Football. Let's move on to the Sunday 4:00 games, and we'll start with the Commanders at the Cardinals. Jaden Daniels, real deal, right?
Yeah, I love Jaden Daniels. We mentioned it. I might be the same thing as last year. The second QB off the board is better than the first. It's still out on Caleb Williams. We have time, but
I hope this isn't that. Again, I said this before. I've got Caleb over him twice. I had 2 opportunities to go for either one. Playing the Cardinals, though.
He's due for another one. Another big game this week.
What would he have his last game? All but 2 of his 23 throws?
Yeah, he had 23 passes and only 2 of them were incomplete. QBR 147, basically perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 254 yards, 2 touchdowns. What do you think of Cincy's defense?
I thought they were good. Again, numbers guy. They were ranked well coming in. I think I was worried about Jaden Daniels last week, and he definitely proved me wrong.
I'm thinking that I just don't think this Cincinnati defense is that great.
Yeah, it must not be.
I mean, again, it's only week 4. We'll see. Bengals are starting off really slow.
It happens almost every year, it feels.
Yep.
They start off real slow.
Mm-hmm. That's been a talking point in every sports show that I've listened to since that game. So yeah, Jaden Daniels, I mean, I feel like big week.
Yeah.
Cardinals are nothing. You're not too concerned about their defense?
No.
So I like Jaden Daniels this week.
Yeah.
A top 10 finish?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Brian Robinson. He gets the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a disappointing last game. Did have a touchdown, right?
Yeah, he saved himself with that. Made his fantasy outlook a little bit better.
He's still been a really sneaky good ad. I like him this week against the Cardinals. Are you feeling the same?
I'd fade him this week. 19th rush defense. It's lower middle of the pack.
Hard to fade though with all the injuries.
Yeah, I mean, Eckler has a concussion. He's not going to play this week, so that might even elevate Robinson more. I mean, Eckler only had 3 carries last week. It's not like he was taking a lot away from him anyway.
Right. I'm calling Robinson a solid flex, to be honest, this week.
I was going to say fade, but you might have talked me into it.
I just think, like you said, with Eckler, it's the 19th ranked defense. It's nothing
to write home about. Yeah.
It's beyond middle of the road.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I can see it.
He goes to work, man. Robinson runs hard, and he does catch passes.
You just hope it's more than 2 yards per carry like it was last week.
Yes. That's got to be better, man.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin, I don't know. 4 catches, 100 yards, and a score on a perfectly placed ball from Daniels. I don't know. They got to keep... This has to keep going, man.
Yeah. I was big on him coming into the year because I thought Jaden Daniels was going to target him heavy.
I was big on him coming into the NFL, period.
Yeah.
I like Terry McLaurin. I think Terry McLaurin is a really, really good receiver.
He's super talented.
Yeah. Talk about patient.
Yeah.
He has been
the
so
poor guy's
patient.
been through hell when it comes to QBs.
I know. It's been terrible. So I hope this... You got to think this continues as long as Daniels keeps getting better. You got to assume that McLaurin kind of chugs along with him, right?
Yeah, there's no other wide receiver on the roster that you're going to put on your fantasy team.
I want to bring this up, though. You talked about other receivers. Do you think, Tyler and I have talked about this, is Luke McCaffrey somebody you would think about stashing for end of season? Or do you think it's just not going to happen this year?
Dynasty,
Dynasty for sure.
You definitely have him. I don't know if you want to stash them.
Like a 14-man redraft league?
Maybe 14-man, yeah. I could see you stashing them in a 14.
Maybe not a 12.
I don't know about 12. You might just
enough.
play the chance that you get him off of waivers when his time comes.
The little that he's gotten to do looks good.
Yeah, he looks all right.
So I don't know. I actually think like going forward, dynasty speaking, I think McCaffrey's a good piece to have.
Yeah. Dynasty, you want McCaffrey.
For sure. Hey, let's talk about Zach Ertz.
He's enough. In today's tight end landscape, well,
I'm so sick of that phrase.
He is enough. Cards only allow 3.3 points per game to tight ends. It makes it kind of tough to start them, but you might have to. You might not have a choice, and you're stuck with a Zach Ertz. Is Trey McBride playing this week? If he's not, maybe you have Zach Ertz. Is Sam Laporta playing this week?
Yeah, I don't know. Arizona, they haven't played any. Well, yeah, I guess. Okay. So they held back Dalton Kincaid quite well. Maybe we were wondering a few weeks ago. It's confusing. Like, well, I wonder if that was part of. They might just have something figured out there with tight ends.
Yeah.
Sam Laporta, they played. I mean,
Sam, and both of those tight ends, Dalton Kincaid and Sam Laporta, have been shut down all season.
Right.
They haven't done anything. So, is it just the tight end landscape? Maybe people have realized, like maybe defensive coordinators are saying, "Oh, well, tight ends are starting to tear us up. Maybe let's game plan for them a little bit more."
They also played Colby Parkinson.
Okay, well
So I'm wondering if that kind of just
it might have, yeah,
brings it down.
Yeah, like I said, I can start Zach Ertz this week, but it's probably
pro, man.
Yeah, it's probably because of injuries though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, the landscape.
Yeah.
He's a worthy start, I think. If you have him and you're questioning, maybe you have a couple tight ends and you're like, I don't know, like Zach Ertz has been good. I think it's okay to play Zach Ertz.
He's a veteran. You can. I'm okay starting him, and if he scores me 5 points, I'm not going to be mad at Zach Ertz.
Right. Kyler, bounce back week.
Should bounce back. Yeah, Commanders are terrible against the pass. He should throw all over this team.
I would certainly expect so.
Yeah.
James Conner, I also expect to bounce back from.
Yeah, a little bit better. Do temper your expectations. They're a middle of the pack defense against the run. They're a lot better against the run than they are the pass. Maybe later in the game, if somehow they get up early, maybe the Cards run the ball out, then James Conner would have a better day.
I could see him getting in the pass catching game here too, though.
Yeah, he has that ability.
Think back to the Bengals game. How did they utilize Moss and Chase Brown?
Yeah,
he's 1,000% capable of doing.
Yeah,
it. And
is.
A better back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think bounce back could very, very well be in order. Marvin Harrison.
Another big week coming.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's going to handle St. Jude.
Yeah, dude. That St. Jude's guy just gets bullied every week, man.
I know, the poor guy.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad corner. He's had tough matchups already this year.
Yeah. Another touchdown in order.
Yeah.
I would have to think so.
Yeah, I would think so.
Easy smash start. I mean, you drafted him for that. So
for sure.
Michael Wilson or Greg Dortch?
I like Michael Wilson over to Greg Dortch.
Trey McBride's out. So
it boosts Dortch a little bit. It does.
Well, I was just wondering, like, it should boost both of them.
Yeah, Michael Wilson's in for a big week.
Right. I think that's very possible. Again, he's a one-ball guy. One ball.
Yeah, and he had 8 catches last week.
Yep.
So he's not even just a one-ball guy anymore.
He's getting involved.
He's getting involved.
Kyler's starting to get comfortable with him. That's good. And we're avoiding both these defenses, right?
Yeah, I'm not playing either one.
Okay. Let's move on to the Patriots at the 49ers. Drake May played a little last week.
Little Drake May sighting.
Yeah. Brissett was awesome.
Yeah, not good, huh?
No, not at all.
98 yards on 12 passes, not good.
Yeah.
18 passes, 12 completions, but
how long till Drake May gets the crack here?
Can't be too much longer. The Patriots have to have a little timer.
You would think so.
It's coming.
I was thinking at the beginning of the year, like we should see him by week 8, but I'm thinking it's going to be sooner.
It's sooner.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's sooner.
Give me like week 6-ish.
Yeah, I'd have to see when their bye is.
Right. I mean, we can make this really quick with the Patriots as of today. Drake May's not playing, so any interest in Ramondre this week against the Niners?
No.
Is he a guy you feel like if you took him, you have to start? Because I don't know.
I would hope that you didn't draft him high.
Right.
I would hope that you didn't, but if you did, then you're stuck with
by
him.
ADP, you should be okay. You might be able to get by with without playing him.
Yeah.
I guess if you have to, you have to. He is their best player, but this is going to be bad, I think. This is it's in San Fran. I just think this is going to be bad.
We'll probably see Drake May again. The way that this game lines up to be, we're going to see him in garbage time again.
Very possible. Interest in Demario Douglas is a sneaky play.
Sneaky flex every week. He's getting his targets. We mentioned it last week. He complained about his targets. The fans complain about him, and they are giving him the ball to make up for that.
I think he ended up with like 13 fantasy points last week.
Yeah, that's a flex play.
Absolutely, it is. 10 is a flex, in my opinion, in certain leagues.
Yeah.
That's it, really, for the Patriots. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you're stashing Jalen Polk.
Are we staying kind of on board with Hunter Henry or nah?
I liked what I saw, but then it disappeared. So I don't know if that's just because Brissett is bad.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Brock Purdy.
It's great last week.
Oh, was he
so good last week?
He was fantastic.
Yep.
He's what? He's got to be top 5, right?
Yeah.
This week?
Yeah. I'm top 3 for me this week.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
Fair enough. Yeah, this whole it's a system. It's like, I think Brock Purdy might just be a pretty good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. It is the system too, but
sure,
he's also a good quarterback.
I think he is good, man.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
Jordan Mason.
You're starting him.
100%. Are you hearing this McCaffrey stuff?
He's out for a while.
What was it? A month or months?
A month or months.
Yikes.
What is that timetable?
I don't know what that's so
what is that
open-ended.
supposed to mean?
I don't know. Went to Germany to get his Achilles looked at. Apparently, it's not good news.
Yeah. First of all, if you're going to Germany or wherever out of the United States to see a specialist on whatever injury you have, that doesn't sound good.
No.
They ran him into the ground. Right.
They did. This is what I was afraid of this year. I had a lot of people ask me, like, hey, what do you... I have the first pick. Is it CMC or Cee Dee? And I'm like, it's Cee Dee.
Yeah.
Hey, take Cee Dee Lamb, man. Is this a PPR league? Take Cee Dee. Even if it's standard, take Cee Dee.
Yeah.
You can't give a guy 400 plus touches and then the next year expect him to be fine.
The wheels fell off.
They did. Yep. I'm afraid. I hope this isn't like the end.
Me too. He is so fun to watch.
He is. He's so awesome.
He's one of the best running backs that I've gotten to watch.
And those people that took him one and didn't, don't say I didn't tell you so, because I did. Hate to say I told you so. I really do.
Yeah.
But immediately
I didn't expect
I said you better get Mason.
Yeah, but I didn't expect him. Well, because they didn't mention it, I didn't expect him to be out week 1.
No.
And then not play
forever.
Yeah,
I know. Jordan Mason was a huge ad. And like now, like the teams that didn't have McCaffrey that have Mason.
You just won your league because of Jordan Mason.
Right? He's gonna have a lot of good weeks to come here. As long as McCaffrey's out, you just keep on rolling with Mason.
Yep.
Juwan Jennings, can you start him this week? You can. I mean, you're not going to get that, but
yeah, you're not going to get that. That was a crazy game. But Samuel and Kittle are likely to miss again.
Can I ask something? You've had this guy hanging around your team for a little bit, Juwan Jennings. He's been there. Why did you pay Ayuk all this money?
I don't know. I thought that they were going to trade him early in the year. The Commanders were, like, all the reporters for the Commanders are saying, "Oh, we're getting Ayuk. Ayuk is our guy this year." The Steelers were the same way. We're getting Ayuk. He's our guy. And nobody ever made any moves. Maybe they were asking too much. I don't know. They finally signed him to a ridiculous contract. He hasn't shown up.
Right.
When the third receiver, fourth receiver in some sets is now the number 2, but he's doing way better than you. Did you earn that money?
Right.
Or were you just open because Deebo Samuel was on the field?
Why don't you talk to Ty when he comes back about Ayuk?
Oh, boy.
I don't know, man. To me, it's like you've had this guy there. There were moments last year I was like, man, Juwan Jennings is good. Like, he's good.
He's a talented receiver.
You could have saved that money, it feels like, and Juwan was your 2 to Deebo as your 1. Like, I just don't get it, man. Ayuk was on the field.
Yeah.
Where was he?
He had 10 targets.
Yeah, and caught 5.
5.
Yeah.
For 48 yards.
This is not what you were paid for.
While Juwan Jennings getting 11 catches.
Obviously, the focus was on Ayuk. And I understand game plan probably left Jennings open, but some of those catches he was making were ridiculous.
At some point, you have to switch your focus.
Right.
like, okay, this guy's torching us. Let's adjust.
Yeah.
Well, and they didn't.
I'll tell you this. That catch that Juwan Jennings had draped over the defender's back and caught that ball. You know who's not catching it?
Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk's not catching that ball. I'm sorry. He's not. That guy's turned into a diva. It seems like he really messed things up by holding out like this. And it doesn't look good, man.
No.
It doesn't look good.
Should have been in practice.
All right. Samuel, Kittle, likely to miss. So you just going to roll with Jennings again?
I'm at least flexing him again.
Absolutely. Yep. He shouldn't be a receiver too. He should be in your flex unless there's an injury problem.
Yeah,
maybe you have Cup or something. I don't know. But yeah, he's an easy start for me this week. As long as Debo and or Kittle are out, I will start Juwan Jennings.
Yep, and you're definitely starting 49ers defense.
Not a question at all. All right, let's move on to the Browns at the Raiders. I don't want to start anyone off either of these teams except maybe Brock Bowers. Devontae's out, right? It's looking that way?
Yeah, Devontae's out. I'm starting Jacoby Myers in a league.
Okay.
Yeah. He out-targeted Devontae last week anyway. Him and Trey Tucker were really good last week.
Yeah.
I'm going more the Jacoby Myers route than I am the Trey Tucker route.
Yes.
I like Trey Tucker a lot. He reminds me of Deshaun Jackson. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the speed. I don't know if it's the number. Same number. I don't know. He looks like Deshaun Jackson in a Raiders uniform, which we've seen.
Sure. Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe that's something for later, but I'm starting Jacoby Myers this week.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, okay. Maybe I got a little too hasty.
But everybody else.
Brock Bowers, though, I'll start him. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Deshaun Watson is bad.
Yeah, dude. Forget the whole offense. Just until I see a different quarterback, you know who, we won't even mention the name.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Winston.
Wait, who?
Who said that?
Who was that? I'm done with this offense. I guess if you have to, again, you probably drafted Jerome Ford high thinking that he would play, and then you probably stashed Nick Chubb with like the last round pick or something. Maybe you have to start Jerome Ford. It sucks.
How do you feel about when Chubb comes back? How do you feel about Chubb?
I hope he's healthy.
Yeah, but is he even going to be?
I don't know.
This offense is really bad.
It's really bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's a gross watch.
Amari Cooper bailed out Deshaun Watson last week.
Yeah.
That's the only reason that Amari Cooper had a good game, is because has been an elite underrated wide receiver for years now.
Yeah. You know, when I watch Deshaun Watson, I genuinely get angry.
Yeah,
like, it just makes me mad. It's like, you're terrible.
Terrible player, terrible person. Like, I don't want him at all.
No. I don't know. His ability to play the game is like just in the toilet.
I don't know what happened. He was great in Houston. What happened?
Yeah. Are you flexing Jerome Ford this week?
Again, if you have to.
Okay. Not too excited.
No, not against the Browns.
Well, against the Raiders.
Or against against the Raiders.
Amari Cooper, we kind of touched on that. How you feeling on him this week? Okay.
He can flex.
It's just Watson. I'm so sick of saying this. It's not these guys.
It's not Amari Cooper's problem. No. It's not his fault.
No,
and I feel bad for Jerry Jeudy because he's a good receiver. Who has he had?
Yeah. Nobody.
An old Russell Wilson who lost his job to Justin Fields this year.
Yeah.
And is playing the I hurt my leg card.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Because he was only supposed to be out 1 week, and then all of a sudden he's still hurt.
If Fields wins this week, it's
over.
Russ might as well just take a hike.
Yeah, forget it. He might be a Dolphin.
Go play for the Giants.
Yeah.
So Jeudy, it's like, I guess if you gotta flex him.
Yeah.
O'Connell played in relief of Minshew, but it's still Minshew this week?
As far as I know, it's still Minshew.
But you stay away either way.
Yeah, I'm not starting either one, so it doesn't matter.
How you feeling about Zamir White this week, Nick?
I have a not so nice word in my notes here. Yeah, he significantly out-touched Madison, but it doesn't matter. I'm over it.
You're done.
I'm done.
Done with it.
Yep.
We touched on Trey Tucker. We touched on Jacoby Myers. Probably don't play Trey Tucker. I wouldn't chance that at all. But you can flex Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
No Adams. This should be...
He should get the targets.
He might turn out high-end flex where it's like, it's like receiver 2 numbers.
Yeah, thanks.
It could happen, but this Browns defense is tough.
It's tough.
It's going to be real tough. Brock Bowers, we talked about him. I mean, it's a smash start. You have to. You have no choice.
Yep.
Browns defense this week?
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the Chiefs at the Chargers. Yeah, Mahomes is Mahomes. You start him, and you'll get anywhere between 15 and 35 fantasy points. So that's kind of what it is. Is Hunt going to get in Steele's way? He's elevated.
He's elevated, but I don't. It seems like it's Steele's job.
It does seem that way.
Yeah. And he played well last
17
week.
for 72 is not bad, man.
Oh.
And he was this close to having a touchdown.
Uh-huh.
So close.
Yep.
Which would have put him like mid-range double-digit points. Like in the teens.
And you have to think the Chargers are going to be without Bosa.
Yep.
And now with the BS James suspension that should have never happened.
What? Can you explain? I got pieces of that, but I haven't got to dive in. What's everyone upset about?
Because it's against the Chiefs.
Okay.
And it's Travis Kelce's like arch nemesis for the last couple years is Derwin James.
What's the suspension for?
It's for a hit, right? It was. Is that what I
didn't see the hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was for a hit. And I don't know. Like, but we're letting Rashee Rice play football. And you're suspending a guy for a hit? Like, I
have to see the hit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't feel like it's fair to go there because even before Rashee Rice, guys were getting suspended for ridiculous hits.
Right.
So, like, I don't feel like we can. And lots of guys have, Alvin Kamara went through the whole season and then dealt with his stuff in the offseason, then got suspended. That Rashee Rice is going to miss time.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand when people get upset about the Chiefs. I'm not a Chiefs fan. Like, I get it. I love Andy Reid.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think this is a reach. I understand.
No, yeah, it is. It's just weird how it just keeps happening. Like, all of these coincidences.
I understand. I know. I get it. If nobody had ever been suspended for a hit before, I'd be like right here with you.
Come on. What are we? Yeah. No, I get it. I mean?
But I don't know. I'm not going to play much into that. The dude that just, hammered Devonta Smith. He just got suspended.
He only got fined, didn't he? I thought he only got fined.
I thought I thought it was a fine and a suspension.
Oh, maybe,
I might be wrong.
Maybe he got suspended. I saw the fine.
Okay. If it was just a fine,
that was way more violent, I'm sure.
Yeah. I have to see the Derwin James hit. I guess when we're done recording here, I'll have to pull that up. I don't know. So yeah, okay. Rashee Rice, PPR god. Speaking of Rashee Rice, let's talk some positive about the poor guy.
Yeah.
I say poor guy. I shouldn't say that. But every week start, no problem. Yep. What about Worthy though?
Dude, I don't know. How did Juju Smith-Schuster out target?
I don't know.
Well, I shouldn't say out target. He got the same amount of catches and the same amount of yards, but he wins because he gets a touchdown.
Right.
I don't know.
Is this a avoid all but Rice?
Yeah.
You're not even going to flex Worthy?
I said that last week. I'm not flexing him unless it's like a matchup that makes sense for me, and this isn't one of them.
It's not one of them?
No.
Okay. Are we going to finally get some Travis Kelce here?
I think so. James is out. He was the guy who would blanket Kelce in every Chargers-Chiefs game that I've been able to watch. He should get open this week, hopefully.
Touchdown this week?
Give it to him. Yeah.
I'll take a touchdown this week.
Yeah, feed him.
I'm going to call it. I think Kelce gets in the end zone this week.
I like it.
I think you finally get, I don't know how high, but you're going to get some double-digit fantasy points this time.
Yeah.
I just
give me like 13 points and I'll be
thrilled with that.
Thrilled.
Finally, here we go.
Yep.
Onto the Chargers side, Justin Herbert. I don't know if he's going to play or not.
It didn't sound like it.
So, if Justin Herbert plays, and I don't think he will, but let's just say they shouldn't play him, but let's just say he does. Where are we at with the pass catchers still? Can you flex Quentin Johnson? Because what do you think?
You and I talked about this. I like Quentin Johnson now.
It looks much better.
It looks a lot better.
He's running
Somebody
and
taught
catching
him
at the same time.
Yeah. Somebody taught him how to catch a football.
Yeah.
So normally he's a flex option. I don't know. Even if Justin Herbert starts, it's a risky start because Justin Herbert can get hit once and he's out again. There's something seriously wrong with them wanting to play him again this week.
Do you want to fade every Charger, even JK?
No. If Herbert's playing, probably still not starting him because they're going to know that he can't pass. They're going to know he can't drop back. They're going to stack that box.
Chiefs defense is so good.
It's good. It's
not
a good
the Steelers,
defense.
but it's really good.
Right.
I don't know. He gets all the work. Like it's so hard to bench somebody with that kind of opportunity. No, not all of it. Not all of it. Gus Edwards is there. Like I understand that, but it's just
15 to 20 rushes a game.
Right. It's hard to bench that.
It is super hard to bench that.
However, where you got J.K. Dobbins, it might be all right.
Yeah, I would. Yes.
This might be a situation where it's like, I got to bench Dobbins this week. I don't really have to, but it's okay.
Yeah, you drafted him late. You're good with it.
Right. You maybe have Brian Robinson as well.
Yeah.
Maybe they're your third and fourth running backs, and maybe you can get by.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And no Lad McConkey. I mean, if you're not going to play Quentin Johnson after what we've been seeing, you're not going to play Lad McConkey.
Right.
So whether Herbert plays or not, you want this Chiefs D. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Chiefs D. To me, you should start the Chiefs D every single week.
Yeah.
They're right up there with the every week start of Ravens, Steelers, teams like that, Browns.
Yeah.
They're right up there with those guys. You better avoid the Chargers. Let's move on to Sunday Night Football. Bills at the Ravens. I think Josh Allen's getting MVP this year.
It looks like it.
Boy,
that guy's good, huh? I put so much money on him winning MVP last year. I was pretty disappointed that he was like a turnover machine.
Yeah, Ty is not a fan of Lamar Jackson getting that MVP.
He shouldn't have.
You don't think so?
No, last year I was against it. And I love Lamar Jackson.
It should have been CMC.
It should have been CMC.
It really should have been.
Again, I love Lamar.
Yeah.
But it was CMC's award last year.
It was.
It's a QB award now. I think we've all kind of got that in our brains. So we're just expecting it.
Right. I don't like it.
Yeah.
How about we just give it to the most valuable player?
Right.
How about that? It can be a tight end. I don't care.
Right. But the most valuable player this year is Josh Allen so far.
So far, he looks fantastic.
If not Sam Darnold.
Do you think he can? Do you think that Allen can cook this Ravens defense?
Yeah, they're last against the pass.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird because Marlon Humphrey can shut down your number one.
For sure.
But who's the number one on this team? So
the ability that they have to spread the ball around now, that's what's scary about the Bills. Josh Allen is now figuring out the same things that Pat Mahomes had to figure out.
Yeah.
The same things that Tom Brady had to figure out when Welker left.
Yeah. Khalil Shakir's a wide receiver too.
Yeah.
He's made him into a solid receiver. Keon Coleman's going to happen.
And you're even flexing those guys.
Yeah.
And this is becoming a thing. He's learning how to, post digs. He's learning now how to spread the ball. He lost his guy who he feels like he has to get the ball to. Pat Mahomes lost Tyreek. He knew he had to get the ball to him. Same with, Brady and Welker. Yep. This happens to these quarterbacks, and it's like, okay, now they have to figure something else out. Josh Allen's figuring that out.
Yep.
He doesn't have some angry alpha or angry diva, who's also an alpha.
Yeah,
You don't have him on the sidelines screaming in his face, TOing him.
Right.
So this is I think the Bills,
they're a more dangerous offense than everybody thought. We counted them out.
Yeah.
I counted them out on offense and I counted them out on defense. I thought they were going to be terrible.
Wrong on both counts. And I'm right there with you, man. So Josh Allen, I think this could be the year where it's like, oh, they're figuring out how to get to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
I would not be even a little surprised.
Oh.
James Cook. Touchdown saved him last week, but how much did they really need him? That was ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you don't.
That was so bad.
When Josh Allen's doing everything for you, you don't really have to do anything. But Ray Davis got looks last week.
But I think it's the product of what was going on.
Yeah, I think so too.
Why would you even have James Cook in there at that point? After midway through the third, what's the point? But I do believe you should have Ray Davis if you have James Cook.
Oh,
James Cook. He's a. I want to see him with a workload, but that means James Cook gets hurt. So I don't really want to see it, but I am intrigued to know what he can do with 20 carries.
I think he could be really good.
I think so too.
I drafted him in our Dynasty League.
Yeah.
And I stashed him away. I traded him now to get better because I'm actually contending, so I went for it. But Ray Davis is a good person to have on your taxi squad, or even if, like you said, the handcuff to James Cook. It's smart to have Ray Davis. He is a talented back.
He's very talented.
Yeah.
If you listen to this podcast, back during the rookie draft and all that, I was I was getting laughed at about Ray Davis. Poor Ty. Ty came around, though. He did for sure. But I really liked watching Ray Davis. I thought he was fantastic in college. He was great.
Yeah.
And he's showing flashes in the pros where it's like, oh, man, give that guy 8 or 10 more carries, and holy crap. So, yeah, I really like him. You talked about Khalil. Definitely a flex, and he's going to give you receiver 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I like what I'm seeing here. Again, this spreading the ball around because he has to, and no one's getting upset with him. And I think this is going to be a really good Bills season, man.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman I think he's going to start getting in the mix here. Would you flex him this week?
I could flex him this week just with how bad the Ravens have been against the pass. It's definitely a spot you could play him in.
Still a little more wait and see. It's easier for me to do it with Shakir right now.
Yeah, yes. You're starting Shakir over Coleman for sure.
I could see in a few weeks, though, me being like, okay, you can start flexing Coleman. I want to see.
It's the homer pick in me where I love Coleman.
I know you do.
I love him. So I root for him every week. I start him every week in our dynasty. He's gotten me 0 points 2 weeks, and I still start him. He is going to break out.
Yeah. Well, Kincaid?
I'm definitely starting him this week.
See, we were all on this Kincaid thing because we didn't think there was going to be any pass catchers, and it's just working out better.
Yeah.
And so Kincaid's not quite doing what we hoped, but he had a good week last week. That was fine.
Yeah.
Good-ish.
Yeah, it's good enough. He scored a touchdown for you. You're happy with that.
Yeah, it was over 10 fantasy points.
That's good.
The tight end landscape.
Exactly.
You'll take it. You'll absolutely take
anything.
it. I think you start him pretty comfortably this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Lamar Jackson.
Don't even.
Nope. Don't think twice. Play the guy. Henry. What do we think on Derrick Henry this week?
He's an RB2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not world beaters against the run. Buffalo isn't. So
you can run on them.
Massive week last week. Don't look forward to that. But it's not going to happen again.
No.
But I do, going forward from here, I think it's important to remember, like, when the Ravens are in games where they're leading by a couple scores,
they run the ball.
Oh, my good Lord. Derrick Henry's going to get you a good week. More often than not. In those situations.
Yeah. If they get up real big, then you're not going to get the Derrick Henry touches.
Right.
Justice Hill's going to come in.
Sure, they're going to keep. Right.
I get what you're saying. When they're trying to run the game out, it's Derrick Henry.
There was a couple vintage Henry runs last week where he was just swatting
like
off
Alabama
grown men like they were flies. Just whack, get off me.
Not even awesome. Tennessee, Alabama vintage.
Yeah. It was awesome to watch. I loved it. Zay Flowers, a little rough. Probably made people upset last week, but whatever, man.
You're going to start him.
It's going to happen from time to time, and Zay Flowers is going to turn in an awesome season by the end.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Yeah.
Every week, again, we've talked about it, the way they get him the ball. He gets the ball in space, what he can do in space when he gets the ball, and he'll rip the roof off of a defense. So every week start, no problem, easy peasy. And you're going to have a week or two, like this.
It's going to
happen. Maybe 3, 4, like it's going to happen. But you keep playing Zay with confidence. I have no qualms, no concerns, no worries at all. I'm not nervous. Mark Andrews, I don't know. Can you drop?
I'm dropping him.
I don't know if I can. It's not. Week 4 hasn't even happened yet.
Is that the respect that we have for Mark Andrews? Because I do respect the guy. He's been an elite tight end for years. Another 0. In today's tight end landscape, can you keep a guy who's scoring 0 when guys like Tyler Conklin are out there who could be primed for a big week?
Mike Gesicki. As much as I don't really buy it,
you can start.
He's scoring.
Yeah, 1 point is better than 0 points.
Yeah, yes, it is.
I'm definitely not starting him until I see any sign of usage. I'm dropping him in leagues if I have him. Isaiah Likely, you like to see him be used more because he's an elite tight end. And they're going to get him the ball eventually. They love him. Lamar Jackson loves him. Maybe it was just game plan that got him shut down. But I don't know.
I'm waiting 1 more week.
You're giving Mark Andrews 1 more week?
Yeah.
I guess I can be okay with that, but he's sitting on my bench.
You're telling me that at some point here, Mark Andrews isn't going to on coach's door and be like, hey, man, what are we doing?
Yeah, 0 targets. I'm a blocking tight end now.
Can I play some ball, please?
Yeah.
I would. I mean, and listen, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Andrews is just like, whatever we got to freaking do, man. I want a ring.
He might just want to win. He seems like that kind of guy.
He did. There was some flashes of him on the sideline, though, over the last couple of weeks where he looks unimpressed. And maybe that's just me reading from my couch.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. Maybe Mark Andrews just looks like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I think he's a nice enough guy to where he'll do anything to win.
I think he just wants to win. I think all these Ravens, like Lamar, like he wants
to win. He'll do anything for the ring.
You wonder if after the games, Lamar's like, sorry, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to throw it to you really bad. But
yeah.
The defenses, avoid. Both of them?
Yeah, both of them. I'm not starting either one.
Strong agree. Let's move on to Monday Night Football. Titans at the Dolphins. So, Will Levis this week. Is this going to be a sneaky Will Levis week? I don't know. Why do I have a feeling this could be sneaky?
I think so, because Miami, whoever starts for Miami, we'll get to that. I don't know who it's going to be. The Titans are going to have the ball a lot. That gives Will Levis the opportunity to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And he's only got one corner to worry about on that defense. I'm not worried about anybody except for Jalen Ramsey.
Right.
He can throw. He's got options. I can start Will Levis this week.
Yeah, in a pinch.
Yeah, he's reminding me of Jameis in that 30 for 30 year. Where, like, he's going to have 30 touchdowns this year, but he's going to have 30 picks.
Deep league, I'm with you.
Yeah, Superflex, I'm starting him.
Superflex, for sure.
Yeah, yep. I'm starting him.
Yep, even in a 12-man. I'll go 12-man Superflex. Give me some Will Levis this week.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears. Or neither. You got to start one of them here. This Dolphin, they're going to run on them. Titans are going to be able to run the ball.
Yeah, hopefully Titans get up. And then, because I'm starting Pollard this week.
I think it's a good week to start Pollard. We talked before, like, I wonder if he's like more of a matchup play. We can't tell yet. I need a couple more weeks.
I need a little longer.
If he tears it up this week and just gets stuffed next week, I'm going to be like, wait, is this a matchup thing?
Well, don't be surprised if he tears it up this week because they're going to, like I said, they're going to have the ball. If they get up, they're going to run the ball a lot. He's going to be the bulk of the carries because they're not giving the ball to Tyjae Spears unless they're passing it to him out of the backfield.
Do you agree that Spears is every bit as good as Pollard? Or is every bit as good? You think he's better?
I think he's a better running back.
Tyjae Spears is really good.
He's very good. He's an all-purpose back, and I don't know. They're just not utilizing him that way.
I was hoping in the off, like, you know what I wanted to see in the offseason? Singletary here with Spears getting the work and having a solid Singletary to come in and spell him from time. That's what I was hoping happened.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
But then the Pollard thing happened, and I was like, crap, we're not going to get what I wanted.
In a league where I drafted Spears and Pollard, I took Spears first. I took Pollard way later to handcuff him. I thought Spears was the number one. Clearly not.
I figured it was Pollard just because they seemed to pay him a little.
They did pay him, but Spears is just so much more talented.
Yeah, I was really hoping to see that. And maybe we will. Early.
4 catches for 54 yards.
That's really good.
That's good out of the backfield. That's really good.
And Spears is great with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take time. You know, maybe we do eventually see it. I don't know how it happens, but maybe it happens.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopkins. Any interest here?
Him and Ramsey are going to be matched up. It's going to be like a ESPN 30 for 30 that we're going to watch, like the old guys going up against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not starting him this week. He did look great last week. Looked a little flash to the pass, but
yeah,
not this week.
I wouldn't trust that going forward, though.
No.
Yeah, Skylar Thompson out. Tim Boyle, no. Tyler Huntley?
That sounds like it's Tyler Huntley time.
Does this help? Like, does it help? Does it not? I don't care about the Dolphins winning or whatever, but does this help Tyreek, Waddle?
Yeah, Tyler Huntley was serviceable for the Ravens when Lamar went down.
He was.
Technically a Pro Bowler for what it's worth.
Yeah,
I guess.
Right. That's a weird tag to have there.
Yeah, but Tyler Huntley is a lot better than Skylar Thompson, and he's definitely better than Tim Boyle.
This Titans defense is good.
They're sneaky good. I don't know if people are still sleeping on them, but people were sleeping on them, and they are legit.
Yep, I was sleeping on them. I'm not now. So with that said, with a defense like that, Achan, how we feeling?
He'll bounce back this week.
Against this defense even.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley opens it up a little bit more.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. I don't think it's going to be like a big boom week or anything.
No,
but you should get something a little more serviceable about what you might expect.
Yeah, it's going to be better.
Okay.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill. I mean, you're starting him. It is what it is. You got to start him.
You're starting him.
How about Waddle?
I'm moving him to the bench this week.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe after we see what Huntley does this week.
What about in a 3-receiver league?
3-receiver league changes it.
He's a receiver 3 or a flex.
Yeah, like low end flex.
Okay, I want Tua to come back, man. I hope he
does.
And
I know.
I hope he comes
because
back
Waddle's a great
safely.
receiver.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a really, really good receiver.
And I want to make it clear, I only want Tua to come back if he's going to be okay.
Yeah,
I don't need him coming back.
Of course.
I don't want to see that again.
No.
I'd say both defenses are startable. I'd lean to the Titans.
I'm leaning Titans, but you can start both of them, I think.
All right, let's move on to the Seahawks and the Lions. I think you could, it's a little reachy, but if you got some problems at quarterback, if you've been spot starting, I think you can go for Geno, and he's fine in a super flex.
He's a boomer bust this week.
Sure.
Yeah.
Charbonnet. He's an RB2.
I love Charbonnet. I think you start him if Walker does come back.
In the flex?
I think so.
Really?
He got usage in week 1 with Walker.
It was real usage.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's not something to shy away from. Especially if you're running back needy, I'm flexing him.
Did I read Walker? It's pretty likely he could come back this week.
He's on track, according to Mike McDonald.
Okay. DK Lockett JSN. It's right now. It has to be DK, man.
Yeah. You're gonna start DK, but this feels like how the Texans have 3-headed monster.
Right.
This feels like a game where you can start all 3 of them, and all 3 of them have a good game.
What order did they finish?
DK, Lockett, JSN. I feel like that's how it's going to be for
I want to say DK,
while.
JSN, Lockett, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I want it to be that way.
Okay. I will go DK, Lockett, JSN.
Yeah.
That breakout call is not looking good.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be, but it's not what we want.
All right. In this tight end landscape, Noah Fant?
I guess.
Not me. Give me like Conklin or something.
Yeah, there's definitely more options, but if you're really needy and he's the only option, you can start him. I'm starting him over Mark Andrews.
Right. And listen, as far as like, how much do we need to talk about the Lions?
Yeah.
You are starting Montgomery every week. You are starting Gibbs. You're starting Jameis. You're starting St. Brown. Is Laporta going to play?
It does. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
But you're starting all those guys.
You might even be able to sneak in Brock Wright this week. Brock Wright over Noah Fant.
There you go. There's a sneaky one. Dan Campbell loves that guy.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know why,
that guy just
Dan
sticks
Campbell
around.
loves that dude.
Yeah, and Jamison Williams is a starter.
Yep. Agreed. So yeah, I mean, how much more do we really need to cover much more?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Any interest in any defense here? I would rather avoid it.
Yeah, you can avoid it, but for some reason, something about the Seahawks defense feels good.
Yeah, not to me.
No,
I'm fading.
Just because of the weapons on the Lions.
Yeah, I'm fading the hell out of that.
Okay,
and it's in Detroit.
I don't know. We've talked about that too. I love Tariq Woolen.
Yeah,
and I love Devon Witherspoon. So maybe that's just the Legion of Boom. Growing up watching them, maybe that's what it does for me.
Yeah, it's not that anymore.
Yeah,
I'm out on both defenses, please. Yep. All right, that's it for the Sunday 4:00 Sunday night and Monday night games. Let's move on to Tyler's DFS picks, read by Nick.
All right, Tyler's got Kyler Murray going up against Washington. I think that's an ideal start. Washington's 32nd against QBs this year. He only cost him $6,800. To me, that sounds like a bargain for a Kyler Murray player. He's got Jordan Mason. We talk about it every week. Jordan Mason is a start. 14th ranked against the rush is New England. You're still starting Jordan Mason on touches alone. That was 6,700. He's got Brian Robinson Jr. We touched on him. 23rd ranked Arizona defense against running backs, 6,100. Then he's got DJ Moore at wide receiver. That's a $6,700 play. 30th ranked defense against wide receivers with the Rams. It's got Pickens this week, 5,700. Feels like another cheap play. He's going up against Indy. You can beat that defense with a George Pickens for sure. It's got Jawan Jennings again. You're not going to get what you got last week, but you are going to get enough for sure. And for 5,600, you're taking that all day. It's got Cole Kmet. It's a $4,400 play. He's banking on that back-to-back weeks with Cole Kmet, and I like it. Keenan Allen's not playing, so you're good with that. Quentin Johnson, 4,900. It's his flex spot for DFS. I'm okay with it. He was definitely trying to shave some points. This guy has caught a touchdown in back-to-back weeks. You can start Quentin Johnson in that spot. I'm okay with it, even against KC. The Bears, 3,100, going against the Rams. They have no weapons. That's a smart play. I really like this. I think he's set up for a good week. He's going to make some money this week.
All right, that's Tyler's DFS picks, read by Nick. If you're not sure what to do, go ahead and set that exact lineup you just heard. Ty's been hitting pretty good. All right, let's move on to starts of the week, and I will kick it off with Zach Moss at Carolina. Listen, I like what I saw last week. I like the involvement in the passing game. Chase Brown's getting some looks, but I think it's a little bit more the Zach Moss show than the Chase Brown.
Yeah.
And they brought him there. They paid him. If they loved Chase Brown that much, he'd be getting more work. And now Chase Brown, he did have some flashes the other night, for sure. But I really liked what I saw out of Zach Moss. I think he gets in the end zone. I think he gets you a good, when we say starts of the week, these are just guys that we feel like should pan out for the week, due to who they're playing, how their usage has been. Some of them might be a little sneakier than others, but listen, running backs beat up right now. All the positions, there's a lot of injuries right now, a ton of injuries early on. I think you could do a lot worse than Zach Moss against Carolina. If you're wondering who to flex this week and he's on your bench, I think he's a great flex, and he could give you RB2 numbers. And my other one is Brock Bowers at Tampa Bay. Listen, I hate it. I'm going to say it again. Tight end landscape. Brock Bowers is a fine play. Yep. No Devontae Adams. I just think that this is set up pretty good for him.
Yep, he's going to get targets.
He certainly should. All right, that's it for me. Mitchell, what do you got, buddy?
All right. I got DJ Moore, and he was on Ty's DFS list.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have a good week. Hopefully Caleb settles down. He seemed to really favor Moore, and against this Rams DB room, I think he's going to have a good week.
I agree.
Do I say it? How about the scape of land that is tight ends? So it sounds different. I'm in this exact situation, so this is my own thought process. Tyler Conklin, I think, is going to have a good week against Denver. Had a reasonable week last week. I think it's going to continue, and I got injured tight ends, and I'm going to start him.
Well, you think Surtain is probably going to take Wilson out of the game. I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I looked at them the other day. Everybody that Surtain has gone against, I don't think any of them have caught more than 3 balls.
Yeah.
The 3 balls was DK.
He's a shutdown corner.
He's absolutely a shutdown corner. And what we see last week with Christian Gonzalez, it was the Lazard and Conklin show. So, Mitchell, I think that's a good call, man. That's a sneaky good call.
Hopefully.
I like it.
No, I
do like it. We're going to go on to Tyler's start of the week. He sent it in from Canada, where he's fishing. Kyler Murray versus Washington is his start of the week. I think that's
love that start.
Yep, that's a good pick. All right, let's move on to Nick's Week 4 Boom List. Take it away again, Nick.
Yeah, he's dead on with the Kyler Murray take. He's going against the 31st ranked Commanders defense, who's allowed 9 passing touchdowns. You're smashing him this week. He is the biggest boom this week. He's going to explode this week. Caleb Williams is my QB2, going against the 29th ranked Rams defense, who's allowed 7 passing touchdowns. You're starting him this week, and you're finally going to see what Caleb Williams was drafted number 1 for. This is his week. Saquon Barkley is my RB1 against 25th ranked Bucs defense. They've allowed 6 touchdowns this season on the ground, and it sounds like it's going to be pouring down rain. They are not going to be throwing that football. Start Saquon Barkley. Tony Pollard going against the 12th ranked Dolphins defense, who's allowed 5 rushing touchdowns. I don't know what it is. I just picked him because it sounded good, to be honest. Something about Tony Pollard against the Dolphins sounds good to me. Rashee Rice, 10th ranked Chargers defense. They've only allowed 2 passing touchdowns. That's a good team, but he is a PPR machine. He is going to get his targets regardless. Give me Michael Wilson as my wide receiver 2 against the 31st ranked Commanders defense with the 9 passing touchdowns we talked about with Kyler Murray. He got his targets last week. He's starting to come along, and I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is opening him up. It's making him a viable wide receiver 2 option. I had Dallas Goedert here for my tight end 1. That was before I realized that it was going to be raining as much as it was. It's a 24th ranked Bucs defense. They haven't allowed a passing touchdown to tight ends yet, and at all. I did not realize that they were just shutting down QBs like that, but I did like Dallas Goedert. Just be careful with the rain. There's other options. The 49ers defense against the Patriots, that's going to be a mess of a game. Even if they bring in Drake May, Jacoby Brissett's going to struggle against this defense. They're going to eat him alive, and I feel bad for him.
All right, that's Nick's Week 4 boom list. I like it. There's a lot of good calls on there, man. Great work. All right, that's it. Nick, you have any final thoughts?
Oh, man. Let's get some points, huh?
Yeah.
We say it every week, but let's get some points.
Let's get this thing going. Mitchell, how about you?
Remind our listeners that our episodes come out on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings, usually right around 7 a.m. Eastern.
Okay. My final thought is this hurricane's ripping through. I know my cousin's in Georgia, and he was a little concerned. So, I hope everybody that's dealing with it is going to get through it safely, and more important than football. So these people that are attending games that are going to be played, and everybody at home, like I hope that everything goes as well as it possibly can. Okay, that's it for today's show. Again, as always, thank you all so much for tuning in and giving us your support. Remember, our PPR Superflex Dynasty rankings are now available in the description. Just click the corresponding link. They are available as well on our Twitter. Also, check the description for instructions on how to get your trades graded. Join us next time for our Week 4 reaction. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to our Spotify, Twitter, and YouTube. Go get yourself a Week 4 dub. See you next time, everybody.
Thanks, guys.